This year was one of the coldest and harshest winters in Audrey's town, and there was talk about investigating old traditions to help everyone survive until spring. When she asked her mother about it, she was dismissive and had a grim expression, simply saying that it was adult business. Audrey may not be an adult, but she is old enough not to be treated like a child anymore. So, she decided to ask her grandfather instead, who told her a story. About 100 years ago, this tiny little town would sacrifice a young and pure soul for everyone to live through the winter and have a prosperous spring. They would take them to the mountain with a deep hole and a stone slab adorned with ancient dialect. A few words would be spoken in an old language, and something would crawl out of the hole and take the sacrifice away. No one would ever stay behind to know what happened to them.
People died?
Audrey paled, looking at her grandfather. He frowned and nodded. Yes. If it weren't for their sacrifices, then this town wouldn't be here today, her grandfather added. She pondered this for a moment and excused herself from the room. If what her grandfather said was true, then it meant that these people were being sacrificed to a god or entity who somehow was able to bless this town. Who or what was it? A knock at the door interrupted her thoughts, and her mother answered. The town elder greeted her and apologized profusely. Her eyes welled with tears as she looked over at Audrey, whispering a soft, "I'm so sorry." Why was she apologizing?
Mom?
Her voice trembled. A woman from behind the elder walked up to Audrey gently, taking her hand. "It's time to go," the woman told Audrey, leading her out of the house. Top of the mountain, she lay on the infamous stone slab as snow began to flow down from the sky. She was dressed only in a white robe and no shoes. A man wearing some strange mask chanted in an old dialect. Audrey guessed it must be the words to lure out this entity. Once the man in the mask was done with his chant, the woman and he left Audrey alone. With her arms at her sides, she shivered at the cold air around her. Then began the sound of clawing across the dirt and gravel. She turned her head towards the hole, seeing something coming into view. What crawled out of the hole was the size of an average adult. Their skin was black and baby blue, and pieces of skin were flaking and falling off. They crawled around on all fours up to Audrey, who looked down at them. The creature had no face, but could speak, reaching out to her.
Soon you will be like me.
Like you? How? They motioned to their frost-bitten bodies and tilted their heads to the right and left, moving their jaws as if unhinging them. The skin where their mouth should be began to rip and tear. Now Audrey could see rows of sharp teeth. Audrey couldn't move, and the last thing she saw was the creature crawling over her, sinking its newfound teeth into her skin. She hoped this was worth it for the town, and that her family would survive the winter. A sound of tearing flesh rang across the mountain, and Audrey closed her eyes for the last time.